Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today in One-Eyed Lee and the Dinner Party. This is going to be another visual novel, so before we get started, we are going to go into the settings, and then we're going to adjust some things. Make sure you go over to the leftmost column and make sure all three of these options are checked. Unseen text, after choices and transitions. Make sure you also crank the two sliders on the left all the way to the right, so text speed and auto forward time. Go to start in order to start up the game, or you can head back to the main menu and then start the game from here. Once you get into the game, you're going to hit right bumper to start fast forwarding. This game is actually going to be more point and click than visual novel, so you're going to have more gameplay than a traditional visual novel. So once you get to the point and click segment, you're going to hit the X button to bring up the map. We're going to go to the right side of the dining room. Make sure you click on the stuffed elk, and then after that, we're going to want to click on the sword on the little hanger right here, and then you want to make sure you grab the fireplace poker all the way to the right. Once you have that, hit X to bring up the map screen again. Go to the left side of the library. Click on this empty spot on the middle shelf right here, and then we're going to get to our first conversation with the skeleton girl right over here. Once you wrap things up in the library, you want to make sure you hit X to bring up the map again. We're going to head to the adult's bedroom in the lower left. Make sure you look behind this dresser right here. There should be a book. Make sure you grab that. Pick yes to confirm. Also, while you are in here, what you want to do is you want to make sure you grab this note under the bed. And then we should be good to leave. So bring up the map and then head into the kids' bedroom directly above. Make sure you grab the note right here, click on the drawings as well as the box under the bed, and then after that we are going to head to the next room. Bring up the map, make sure you go to the toilet, grab the book on the bench as well as the note directly underneath it after you take it, and then we are going to click on the toilet. Keep clicking on the toilet to get your first achievement, so just keep clicking it, and then about after 5 or 6 clicks you should get Gotta Go for 90 gamer score. Then we're going to head over to the bathroom, so hit the X button again to bring up the map, and then go to the bath. Over here, you are going to get your first death-related achievement. So start out by clicking on the candle. Make sure you pick milk and honey, which is the first choice. And then make sure you click on the tub. Then you want to make sure you pick let him continue. And then basically you're going to end up with your first game over, as well as your first death-related achievement, Lee drowned. That one's going to be for 90 gamer score. You can respawn at any time you get a game over by clicking I won't let it end like this, and that should put you back at the previous choice. So just pick the opposite to continue, so just pick stop him, and then that should put us back in the bathroom. Click on the tub one more time, and then after that we are going to click it again, and then make sure you use the poker on it. Bring up the map again. We're going to head back to the adult's bedroom and grab the clothes hanger right here between the two bunk beds. Then we're going to take this back to the bath, and then now that we have it, click on the bathtub, and then make sure you use the hanger, and that should fish out what we're looking for. So once you have that, make sure you bring up the map again. Next location we are going to stop by is going to be the kitchen, which is the bottom option. Once we are here, which one of these you want to make sure you click on the curtain. Then behind it is going to be this painting. Click on that. Then you want to make sure you pick choice 3, left, 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 left. That should reveal the safe. Once you have that, we are going to talk to the skeleton butler. Once you are done talking to him, make sure you bring up the map. We're going to head right next door to the entryway. Once here, make sure you talk to the little girl skeleton. Once you convince her to move the butler out of the way, it's time to return to the kitchen. So make sure you bring up the map and then head back down there. Talk to the butler again. Once he's out of the way, we can go for our next death-related achievement. So which one do you want to make sure you click on the safe, and then make sure you try to brute force it, and then you are going to die trying to get it open. But more importantly, you should be good for the next death-related achievement called Lee Exploded for 90 gamer score. Make sure you respawn, and then once you get back in, we are going to head back to the safe, and then we are going to pick try guessing the combination. That's going to bring up the keyboard, and then which one do you want to make sure you punch the combination in? It's going to be 8326. So punch that in, and then we're going to have to take everything out of the safe. So just make sure you go from the top and then work your way to the bottom, and then just grab everything. Once you leave the safe, it's time to grab a few more things in the kitchen. Make sure you click on the drawers underneath the stove. Make sure you click on the pots, and then make sure you pick the first choice, which is to heat up the candle. That's going to give us an item that we need. Then we're going to head over to the den. Make sure you click on the little stub right here hanging out of the couch cushions. Make sure you click on the basket to grab the scissors, and then we're going to head back to the entranceway. You want to make sure you talk to the little girl skeleton. Then we're going to head over to the kids' bedroom, so make sure you book it over there. And then once here, make sure you click on that box underneath the bed. We are going to pick yes, which is going to ask for a password. The password is going to be die by his hand, all capital letters, all one word. So exactly like this. Punch that in using the keyboard, and then we should unlock it. Make sure you pick yes to take the diary, and then it's going to be off to the next room. So bring up that map and then head to the left side of the dining room. Make sure you click on the glass cabinet in the background, then talk to the skeleton wearing red. You're going to have 2 conversations with him. So after the first conversation where you get the book, make sure you click on him again. Next stop is going to be the den, so bring up the map screen and then head over there in the upper right. Then we're going to talk to the lady skeleton right here. Once you are done with her, make sure you head over to the left, and then we're going to head over to the entryway and then talk to the little girl skeleton again. Once you get her to leave, make sure you grab the book that she was sitting on, and then we're going to head back to the den, so make sure you head over to the right, and then once you are here, you want to make sure you talk to her again. There is an achievement you can get here by picking choice number 3, so make sure you do that, and then you should get this achievement. It's going to be 42 for 90 gamer score. Make sure you leave the den, and then we're going to head back to the left side of the dining room to talk to the skeleton in red again. All right, almost done. Next step is to head over to the bathroom and then go into the tub to wash ourselves. Then it's going to be back to the library. Now that we have all of the books, we are going to click on that empty spot in the shelf to return them. Then we're going to check back in with the girl skeleton. Make sure you tell her that you got all of her books. Then it's going to be off to the right to the last area of the game. Make sure you click on the globe a few times. You are basically going to spin it, and then make sure you keep letting Lee spin the globe. And then once you find the alcohol in it, make sure you let him drink it. That is going to give you another game over related achievement for 90 gamer score called Lee Was Poisoned. Make sure you continue, and then that should put you back in the game. Make sure you don't let him drink it this time, and then it's going to be attempt to clean the canvas to get back to the controls. Then we are going to head over here to the right side of the dining room. We need to grab something real quick. Make sure you use the scissors on the stuffed elk, and then we're going to head over to the entryway, and then we're going to pop the canvas on the picture frame right here by clicking on it. Click it again to get some information, and then we're going to head over here to the den real quick. Make sure you talk to the little girl skeleton, and then make sure you tell her that you found all of the pieces. We are trying to get that last door opened in the last area, so now that we have that, we can head back there. So head to the right side of the library, move the bookshelf out of the way. Now, very important before clicking the final door, make sure you pause and then save the game right here. There are going to be multiple ending achievements, and we are going to do a little save manipulation in order to save ourselves extra playthroughs. Once you make that save, make sure you click on that door, and then we're going to cross through to the other side. You're going to get this list of choices. Just start from the top and then work your way to the bottom. Once you get all 7 choices in, you should be able to pass on through. Click on that door one more time, and then we should head to the final area. Make sure you confirm that. Keep heading to the right, and then you're going to get this yes or no prompt. Pick yes, and then that should start the final boss fight. We are going to start off by picking attack, and just keep picking attack until you get another game over. You should get another achievement right here for 90 gamer score. use the continue feature, and that should put you back in the boss fight. We're going to continue just spamming attack, and then eventually we are going to die again. No achievement this time, so just use the continue and then get back into the game. This time we are going to go back to spamming attack, and then eventually what's going to happen is we're going to die a third time. Continue again, and this time you're going to be given an achievement right here called Who for 90 gamer score. You're also going to be given a set of choices, so make sure you pick from it. You are going to pick choice number 2, which is going to be friendship. That should kick you back to the boss fight, and then what you want to do is you want to make sure you go to item. We're going to use the knife, and then we're going to get back here. Make sure you wait, and then we're going to keep attacking. So get back to your attack spam, and then eventually you should get another game over. Make sure you pick the continue feature, and when you get the choice this time, make sure you pick choice 1, a drink. Then that should give you the booze. Then make sure you go to item, and make sure you use the booze. Then pick wait, and then back to item to use the knife, and then finally just end things by spamming attack. So just keep clicking attack until the game ends. Once you manage to defeat the final boss, you should get the end credits and get kicked back to the main menu. There's going to be your first ending related achievement for 100 gamer score. Check back soon next time where we're going to do the second playthrough, but that's it for now, and that's all there is to it.